nothing's ever what we expect, but they keep asking where go next.
Oh, hey there, and welcome to Melbourne 22. I'm Lisa Williams. Let's get straight into it. On tonight's show, we get a little bit arty, give a nod to the silver screen, and take a peek at some events coming up in our beautiful city. But first, it's all about filling your belly with wholesome homegrown produce. Roll up your sleeves, we're off to the Melbourne Farmers Market.
We run 8 markets, so we've got Carlton Primary School, Coburg Primary School, Fairfield Primary School, Gasworks, Collingwood Children's Farm and Slow Food Market at the Convent. And this one is Melbourne University.
There's quite a range of fruit and veg and a number of people that are selling ready-made food, which is probably the best target audience for the university.
We started here in the university in April. We had seedless mandarins that we are feeding quite uniquely, the only one that's growing it at the moment in Victoria. So we have them early in May, then we're going into easy peel oranges. So none of my products are really common mainstream, right? But they're all very yummy and very unique and very convenient.
We're selling dips and falafel and chickpeas. We started 2 years ago, me and Louisa. Louisa's dad is growing chickpeas in Witchy-Proof, which is like 3 hours away from here. They have a big farm, they grow barley, wheat, lentils, and chickpeas.
I'm Glenn from Second Bite. We're running a juice stall here at the Melbourne Farmers Market. It's our second one, and the aim is that we raise funds for Second Bite. Second Bite is a charity. We collect fresh fruit and veg. We collect them and redistribute them into community food programs. We service 1,300 community food programs all around Australia.
We sell coffee and we do little fresh fruit cups as well. Been in the business for about 3 years now. Did up the van ourselves with the paint job and everything. God, we've been doing it at Edinburgh Gardens, just in Fitzroy, since we started. And then have moved on to farmers markets when we pick them up and that sort of thing. We love it here. It's great having all the younger students and everything because, you know, some of the other farmers markets are quite an older crowd, so it's good to get an idea of how the kids like the coffee and the fresh food and everything. So yeah.
And with none. Thank you. Well, it's just a great place to come and get some lunch, between class. And it's just a really good place to get your food because you can chat to the farmers, find out all about their food and say if you can buy some meat, how it's reared, whether it's organic.
You get to pet dogs, which is good. Sometimes they bring their dogs. And that's what I'm about.
You can get potatoes, vegetables, you can get food to go. We've got cheese, just looking around, we've got rhubarb, some teriyaki chicken, that's free range.
Well, I think I've seen all of the Melbourne Farmers Market. It's pretty easy to walk around, but I've only had a chai. There's a lot of nice stuff here.
We're 5&9 Bagel. We make traditional style New York bagels, so they're hand rolled, boiled and baked from scratch by us. We're from Melbourne Farmers Markets because it's a way for us to directly sell products to the public. For us it's a good opportunity to especially here at Melbourne Uni, there's people everywhere, new customers, and a way to actually sort of sell a product and say this is what we do, this is how we do it, and talk to the public about it.
Well, it's better to support local producers and better for everyone, better for you too, because the food here is better. It's also tastier too.
Generally, we find that uni students are really good.
I think it just gives more options with food, and also I think it gives more of a community aspect, a community feel.
The messages also resonate in terms of supporting local and also supporting people in need. I think they're the key things.
I love the farmers market, and there's a really good mandarin cake that they sell, and it's delicious, which is the main point.
It's a good crowd coming to our markets, I have to say. We're very lucky to have very nice people here in the university that buy from us. Melbourne is a good place altogether.
Please come to the farmers market where the food is fresh, the people are real food grown by real people.
Yum! Oh, and it is always nice to know you're supporting the locals too. Coming up after the break, we take a stroll down Melbourne's laneways to see the art that's taking shape on our streets. We also get a little animated at the Australian Movie and Comic Expo. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Melbourne 22. I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of exploring cities by foot, and one of the best ways to see the finer details of Melbourne is to do just that. Thanks to local street artists, our laneways are vibrant and constantly changing. We interviewed James from the Blender Studios to find out more about the street art scene in Melbourne.
My name's James, I'm from Blender. I spend a lot of time here at Blender just painting and drawing. I see like drawing is a really good way of developing your skills and like the sort of hand-eye coordination, I guess. If I'm not painting, I'm drawing. If I'm not drawing, I'm cutting stencils. Just trying to develop as much as I can while I'm younger, so that when I'm older, I'll have like a wide range of tools to use. I got into it in high school. My art teacher realised that I wasn't the most patient kid. My attention span was really short, so he introduced me to spray paint, and it's a really quick medium. You just put it on the wall and it dries really quickly. Spray painting for me was a nice alternative because you could do really big things really quickly, and I liked that. I really like artists who are doing like street art and also like fine art. So you've got people like David Cho and Anthony Lister who do a lot of that, but then also looking at old school artists like Rembrandt and like Egon Schiele and Klimt. They're like real crazy artists that aren't into street art at all, but as street art's developing, it's taking a lot of influence from the fine art world. I've seen it develop a lot like in the last few years, from doing real cartoony stuff to trying to do more figurative, like fine arty stuff. So hopefully I can grasp that and translate that from walls to canvas and back to walls. It's nice to think about concept and how a picture on a wall can affect like individuals and also like a society. You get lots of stories from just like going around painting with friends. Whether it's just like some guy follows you for a while who's just a bit of a weirdo, or like meeting people who also paint while you're painting. There's like all these small ones. For me, I got to meet a few of my heroes through painting. So I got to meet a musician that I've been looking up to for like years. My Facebook is like S-701A, which is what I've been writing on people's walls for a while. So that's always a good one to put on Facebook.
I'm always amazed at the scale of what street artists produce. Getting proportions right is a real skill. Bravo, fellas. Our next story will send your imagination into overdrive. It may or may not involve celebrities, cosplay, Lego, the Iron Throne, and perfectly sane men playing live Quidditch. We're off to the Australian Movie and Comic Expo.
to forget you. Just fine that I saw you again. You had eyes for another man. I gave you a call, but couldn't get through to say that I want to be back with you. We were the same. Maybe I was wrong. Come on in, never gonna get you. Fall in, never gonna get you. Come on in, never gonna get you. Fall in, I keep trying to forget you.
Welcome back to the 9th episode of Melbourne 22. Joining us in the studio is a man giving a platform to independent artists. It's the owner of Indieselection.com, Alex Jackson. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Tell us about your website.
So basically, it is an independent content distribution platform for independent artists.
So what you do is you showcase, I guess, Melbourne-based artists then?
It's not just Melbourne-based, it's actually international. It's a huge amount of the content does come from Melbourne because that's where obviously I'm able to attend the local conventions and all these things and meet these artists. But I'm an actor primarily, I was an actor primarily. I made a feature film, tried to get distribution overseas and got distribution through a hip-hop label.
Wow.
Just before it got released, so quite literally about a month before it got released, the label shut down. So I basically had then a cupboard full of DVDs, for one, that didn't ever get sold. But in this process, I'd actually met a huge amount of artists that worked for this label. And these were all guys that were the label clap, so they had no way of actually getting their stuff out. So these were finished albums, and these were finished products that they basically had no way to put them out. So I helped them put stuff out for free, which wasn't really the goal, obviously, they wanted to get money. But did legal distribution through torrents, basically. I tagged my name, Mr. Grimm, onto the end of that, and it became pretty quickly people were actually searching for my name to go and get new stuff. So it was really cool. These guys, you know, they've had 5 million downloads off the one site, which has never been promoted or anything. So it's kind of got these guys over. We've got one guy who ended up getting a job in Japan with his music and everything. So it's been really terrific for these guys. So I just basically thought if we could actually make money for them, then they could put all their time to their creativity, which is what the goal is basically of this indie selection.
Well, thanks Alex Jackson for joining us. We're about to check out some events going on around Melbourne. Speaking of entertainment, next we're off to the largest student art festival in Australia. If you like a little live music, theatre, visual art or a good interactive display, this one's for you. Let's check out this year's Mudfest.
Mudfest is the biggest student arts festival in Australia. It's been running for 25 years now, and this year we've had the largest amount of applications ever, and we've got over 500 artists involved. It spans across all different art forms, so we've got quite a bit of theatre, we've got dance, we've got installations, we've got performance art, we've got roving work, we've got projection art happening.
Mudfest is the place for people to say what they have a burning ambition to say in whichever way they want to say it without being restricted by having to appease certain groups or ideologies.
There's a show where they're using a ping pong table and the energy from the actual ball hitting the ping pong to generate lights and sounds in the room.
We were attracted to the idea of using responsive light and sound design in performance as a way of creating that engagement and kind of challenging people's ideas of what spectatorship means.
It's a little complex. It took a little while to get together, and we finally just got to work in, and it's pretty wild.
One thing I personally find it really hard is how do you stop doing student theatre and start doing like real independent theatre? But the thing I would say is that any theatre you are making is real theatre no matter where you make it, and student theatre is really important in fostering an environment that's where you can take risks, that is well supported. The best piece of advice I can give to emerging artists is to go out there and make your own opportunities. Don't wait for people to call you, because it's not that people don't like you if they're not calling you and asking you to work with them. It's that they don't know absolutely anything about you and have never heard of you because you haven't been going out and making opportunities for yourself.
If you have a group of people that you work really well with, stick with them and create new works together and go through it as a journey with those people, because doing it individually is a lot harder than when you've got a supportive and creative network around you.
It's more important than ever that you go out and make your own work, make something that's, that you would want to see, make something that your friends would want to see.
The reason Mudfest is so important is because it provides a space and financial and creative support for people to do work that's really risky and really out there. It provides a space for people to try new things and fail if they need to.
Well, that's it from us tonight. For more info on tonight's stories and for some behind-the-scenes snaps, head to our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, #Melbourne22. To take us out, we have TLB performing their song Evil. I'm Lisa Williams. See you next week, Melbourne.
I'm back like the Terminator, check your radar. Come to knock close, almost at the elevator. When I got the pen and paper, it's something major. I'm gonna blow up like I got the detonator. I'm in business, I'm filing missiles, pistols. They know I'm an issue, a dope individual. Winning is a ritual, my circle official. Know who I roll with, cause most ditch you. Once you get to bankroll going, flowing. When you hurt, there ain't no showing. Knowing you need some shelter when it's snowing, but no one is there to lend a hand for some holding, and so on and so on. We move down the road to glory. They say they hold it down, but you ain't my homie. They act like they do, but they really don't know me. Maybe one or two, the rest is
Where I
homie.
go with my zone, with my brothers by my side, we can roll on the low, from the gutter to the sky.
I've been sitting in the dark, player. I've been spitting from the heart, player. I've been tearing shit apart, player. I thought you knew from the start.
I'm the Dark Knight Rising, yeah, Ace beat the king and I do this for living. You can't stop my grinding, the girls they be coming. I pick out the window and shit all you dummies like pop, 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 pop. See we started from the bottom, now we're climbing up the ladder. Hold the haters, they be hating, but I see y'all later. Cause I'm really trying to make it, try to get that paper. Young pseudos in the making, they see crews, I go hard every day. Cause I gotta get the pay, gotta make my mother proud of the son she raised. So I gotta work right, in the studio late night. If you put your mind to it, you'll be in the spotlight. Try to put my home on the map. So I sit down, we up next. As a young kid, I was looking up to Brother X. You know that I never flex. I just try to get them checks. And I be on the mic every day with no stress. Where I go with my zone, with my brothers by my side, we can roll on the low, from the gutter to the sky.
I've been sitting in the dark, player. I've been spitting from the heart, player. I've been tearing shit apart, player. I thought you knew from the start, player.
Ain't no time wasting, we in a state of elevation. We steady grinding like chip perfecting TLB nation. My heart is still racing, though I'm near to success. They be saying you got a mad flow, some say I'm blessed. Say life is a test, well I bought a cheat sheet. Fortune teller showed my future and I took a sneak peek. Seeing visions and pictures of me, living lavishly. Say sleep is a cousin of death, I don't sleep. I'm wide awake, I go to work right away and clock in. Too late, cause I gotta get mine. I be on my grind even when it's lunchtime. And up early when the sun shine, ready to bust a rhyme. Put in work every day cause I'm a boss. Murder so much rappers I call it the Holocaust. Aiming at my target, ready to shoot, my pistols ready. Bringing hip hop back from the dead, I make it Valley.
Where I go with my zone, with my brothers by my side, we can roll on the low, from the gutter to the sky. Where I go with my zone, with my brothers by my side, we can roll on the low, from the gutter to the sky.
Player.